Greetings everyone, here's Lodric again, and this is a game for the Pacific, Egmont Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. This is scenario 1 on the game version 27. And the allies have working torpedoes at the start of the war, but the rest is all standard, no modifications. Well, last turn, KilRoy had a new carrier strike on New Caledonian, focus on Comac. I was able more or less to inflict highway casualties on his incoming airstrikes, and there was not really anything heavily hit by his bombers. Here's a Dutch submarine still in Batavia port. I can create 2 hits. This is enough, hard to say. Night bombardments against Port Moresby, but nothing hit. And one more submarine looking in Medan port, unloading in Bhutan? No, Buna, I think. Oh. Trusty is still here. Shallow water, 5 hits, but again, these are the small depth charters. They don't create really too much damage. Even 5 is maybe not enough to force this submarine to return. And I'm losing my next airframe. One of KilRoy's fighters are still killing my search airplanes. No Allied Air Force in Burma more. And my Betty's going out to intercept here this destroyers, but I have not the supplies to use torpedoes, so I only can use bombs. Then it's hard to hit something. And no hit. Okay. The British getting the daily bombardment. And now the Chinese. Airstrike on Hanoi. The Hudson's also attacking my forces. Some B-17s from Wake, hitting nothing. No hit again. Cebu still holding on. Okay, and KilRoy's strike now. Some damage. And it looks like he shifted his attack out, not away from Comac, where I am strong with Cap. No Maya, I cannot really help much. But my forces have flak, and this created at least some casualties for KilRoy. Overall, I would say that carrier airstrikes against ground units are often not worth the effect. Especially if my units, like New Caledonian, is all jungle. It's super hard to hit something. Trusty still in the hex, so it's not left on his own. And yeah, he is KilRoy with battleships bombarding Comac. So now this happens, what I fear is always... Yeah, I can make cap, then I can intercept the enemy incoming airstrike, but I cannot attack the enemy battleship. So battleships now destroying my zeros on the ground again. It's a little hard, because if I use my navy bombers, Nell and Bettys, I must escort them, or if they're running in enemy carriers and they get slaughtered. So it is a little tricky to handle this kind of situation. Finally, my tank's catching up this last Dutch forces, and more or less push all of the units to the edge or the beach. Maybe tomorrow I can finish the bombardment in Aichang. Wenshao attack. The defender have no supplies, or at least lower than supplies. Still, the terrain is in favor for them, and I have here some disabled units, nothing more. This is his Australian unit. Surrendered. Fine. And Cebu. Only bombardment. Nanchang bombardment. Yeah, and that was the turn. So not the best day, but also no real critical failure for me. So air losses are even. KilRoy was able to kill 4 of my zeros on the ground. That was the main casualties for my forces, but he lost also some airframes. Important is now if my zero pilots getting destroyed or killed, and I have here only wounded and 1 killed overall, so maybe the zero pilots, only the airframes getting destroyed, but not the pilots. Ship sunk was nothing, and I hear also no sinking sound, so maybe correct. I slowly building up here army to invade Sichuan, and then maybe finish the last industry center of China, and also more walking on seeing, and then later on maybe taking Inner Mongolia, but this is already cut from the Chinese main source, so yeah, now this Inner Mongolia industry area and the Sichuan industry area. And the center of China is maybe also still working for supplies, so, but yeah, hopefully I can conquer this sooner or later. No change here, nothing to see. My carriers are still here in position waiting, and yeah, more or less protecting incoming, outgoing shipping. And maybe next turn I can really finish this Dutch forces now. The rest is still moving. So Buna fall, okay, but nothing really important, critical. KilRoy's tanker and ships are maybe here now east. So maybe the tankers are not tankers, but who knows. This was Comac, so the base again gets shelled by enemy battleships. Hard to really build here anything. And oh, unluckily, this air wing lost 1 pilot and 2 wounded. So you can see here are 3 pilots missing, and this has a 3. 2 are wounded, 1 is killed. And a lot of airframes are now damaged on the ground again. So I normally need an air base. I can use torpedo bombers, but again, I must normally out of Tulagi. I have here normally airplanes on search with a range of 15, but this is a range of 19, so I cannot really protect Comac out of Tulagi. I need to use Luganville, and Luganville is still under construction. So if I have here an airfield, I can maybe use Luganville to protect Comac, or have navy bombers with a range to reach Comac, but not attack. This is also dangerous. So if I have a range from Luganville to Comac, it's 10, but this would also be in range of Gnome Maya, and then KilRoy maybe have fighters here, and then my torpedo bombers get lured. We will see. That is still some days away. Marshall Islands. There was destroyers. I tried to attack, but I hit nothing. And the rest is so far no change. A lot of ships still import, but I am also out of supplies, so I need supplies, that's for sure. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.